In this week's episode, restaurants and bars are opening their windows to the winter so they can open their doors to customers. The state legislature refuses to hear the cries of shuttered businesses. And our Whatcom County Council is proposing a great idea, followed by, as usual, a terrible one. One so bad that we will be telling you how you can make your voice heard at the meeting this Tuesday. If you are a business owner shut down against your will, or have lost your job due to the never-ending shutdown of your industry, then this week's We Will Update for Sunday, January the 24th is for you. On January 4th, a pub in Burlington posted a 36-second video tour of their outdoor pavilion establishment with massive garage doors on 3 sides that had been approved to stay open by liquor control, but shut down by L&I because their outdoor space was a permanent structure instead of the allowed temporary structure. The story went viral and got a ton of Seattle media coverage, engendering massive public support and prompted such a backlash against L&I that they quietly released revised guidelines on January 11th, updating what structures were allowed to host outdoor dining. Bars and restaurants across the state are likely all evaluating if this revision is applicable to them, hoping that they might be able to open up their establishments to the outdoors in order to open up for customers. 70 Whatcom County business owners gathered in the tent at Herb Neiman's last week to hear all about this important revision. We covered it in depth on our January 17th update, which you can watch by clicking the link above or in the description below. While you're clicking around on those links, be sure to subscribe and click the bell to get notified when we release both our weekly updates and our business profiles. And be sure to share the stories of the people that we're putting out, as we need everyone, especially our elected officials, to see the downstream devastation caused by an unchecked governor and a capricious and arbitrary shutdown of whole sectors of our economy. On January 20th, a Washington State Senate subcommittee held an initial hearing on Senate Bill 5114, a bill with bipartisan sponsorship that would have immediately advanced all shutdown businesses to the governor's Phase 2, allowing 25% capacity. Over 1,600 people signed up for the hearing in support of the bill, and over 400 signed up to speak on behalf of the bill. But the chair limited the hearing to an hour, and only 40 citizens were allowed to give testimony, and all were cut off after only 60 seconds. From this article in the Tri-City Herald, the online system is supposed to improve access to state officials, but unfortunately some lawmakers are taking advantage of the mute button. It's easier to cut people off online than if they are physically present in the room. It doesn't give people much confidence in the system when, as the Seattle Times reported, the state senator Sam Hunt, Democrat from Olympia, the chair of the committee that took testimony for SB 5114, said, "Frankly, I line up with the groups that like to follow the scientists more than just a wave of emotion," close quote. Now that's harsh, Senator. Small business owners have made huge sacrifices during the COVID pandemic, and many have either lost their livelihoods or are on the brink of doing so right now. Dismissing the pain of business owners as a wave of emotion when they are struggling to survive shows an alarming lack of compassion, especially for a state senator. You can read more from that article in the link below. We know that Whatcom County State Senator Doug Erickson firmly supports the reopening of our businesses, but what we don't know is where our local state reps stand. You will find contact information for both Sharon Shoemake and Alicia Rule in the description for this video. As your first assignment, please contact them and ask them to sponsor and support legislation in the House that would immediately reopen our shuttered businesses before it's too late. And if they won't, ask them why on the record and share their responses with everyone. Here in Whatcom County, you are going to want to sign up in advance to speak at the County Council meeting on January 26th at 6 p.m. There are 2 important issues before the Council that your voice needs to be heard on. The first item we will ask that you support is a simple ordinance proposed by Councilmembers Buchanan and Elenbaas that would simply close a side street in Custer so that Tony's Tavern can set up an outdoor seating structure. With all the temporary outdoor tents we see in the roads of our larger towns and cities, this makes sense for the council to pass, to create equity for the businesses struggling in the rural parts of our county. The second item we will ask you to read and oppose may or may not actually make it to the agenda on the January 26th meeting, but should be called out by name and opposed anyway. Councilmember Rudd Brown is working with County Executive Satpal Sidhu in order to pass an ordinance adopting civil penalties for violation of health officers' orders. If passed, this ordinance would allow Whatcom County Health Agency to fine you if you do not comply with the governor's mandates. The fines escalate from $50 to $100 to $250 for individuals that violate the governor's orders, i.e., not wearing a mask, standing too close together, etc. And $250 to $500 to $1,000 for businesses caught by the county in violation of the orders. Now, it's not clear exactly who would be the enforcement agency for this, but you can rest assured there will be no shortage of Karens in the community, notebooks and smartphones in hand, reading 1984 as if it were an instruction manual instead of a cautionary tale. This is not even an original ordinance. This is a copy of a 2-week-old ordinance that Skagit County tried to jam through, but the people down there pushed back and let their county council know how they felt about having these agencies being given police powers. We need you to do the same. Sign up to speak. Even if this ordinance is not on the agenda, tell the council how horrible and divisive for our community that you think this would be. Links to both of these ordinances and instructions on how to sign up to speak at the council meeting are in the description. On the We Will calendar for this week, the week of January the 24th. On our site, wewillwhatcom.com, you will find the pop-up community support calendar, profiling 1 to 2 businesses a week that we are going to flash mob with support. This week, the restaurant we will be supporting is Infusion on Wednesday, so please plan to join us. Details for this event and future events will be posted on our site, so bookmark it, sign up for our email, and follow us on social. Also on our site, you will find the link to our declaration. If your business is shut down against your will, please read that declaration and consider signing. Businesses that bravely join us will be added to a select list that we will be promoting to our growing audience and alerted to actions that we are taking and support we are lining up for you. The declaration reads in part, "We, the undersigned, are declaring to you, Governor Inslee, that your never-ending lockdown is no longer tolerable. Your continuous proclamations have not been necessary for quite some time and are no longer acceptable. We will decide the right course of action for ourselves, our families, our businesses, and our communities. Thus, we declare the associated businesses, schools, and churches under our purview open for business as we deem fit, so that we may meet the needs of our customers, our employees, our families, and those who depend on our businesses to be functional and financially solvent." Well, that's it for this week. Now, we do have a special bonus video you can watch. It's our mailbag video from this week. Click on the link right here to watch it. And we want to hear from you. Please email us at info@wewillwhatcom.com.